Welcome to Tasting with the Malt Guild. Today we are going to talk about glasses. Glasses are very important if we're going to be drinking whiskey, in the essence that we want the glass to support the whiskey itself. We want to be able to nose it and taste it very efficiently, getting the whole wide range of flavors that are available in this particular spirit. So glassware is extremely important to have. We have glasses here. We have the jigger, the small dram glass. We have the shot glass, a good measuring glass. We have the tumbler, quintessential rocks glass. We have the Glencairn, produced in Scotland. We have a whiskey glass, and we have the Copita, which is the nosing glass preferred by most master distillers. Each of these glasses that I've just shown you has a very specific purpose. Given the fact that the dram, the jigger per se, a 1 ounce pour, is really good for measuring. I guess it could be really good for taking shots of as well, but again, we in the Malt Guild want to actually taste our whiskey and enjoy it. So, not a very good glass. You can't really nose it very well. So again, a good glass for measuring. And again, the same thing for the shot glass. Really not meant to be drank from per se. Really designed for measuring in the bar situation or at home, making cocktails. The rocks glass is what you're probably going to see generally in the bars, and probably what you have at home as well. And again, this is really not a great glass for judging whiskey. And I'll give you an example. If I take some particular whiskey right here, pour it in, you're really not going to see a lot of the characteristics of the whiskey as far as the legs, the beads, the aromatics. There's so much oxidation that's going on right here, and the whiskey is continually evaporating, that I just cannot get a good nose on it. I just cannot get that element that I really need to enjoy this, to get the whole spectrum of flavor. Very difficult. We have the Glencairn. And the Glencairn next to the Copita, this is a 16th century design or a 17th century design. This is something that's very modern. This is what's preferred in the distilling industry. This is what is being sold to the public. And one of the real great ways, or one of the real great aspects of the Copita is the fact that it has a stem. You can keep your hands away from the actual bowl, the glass, where the whiskey is being held. Versus here, it's very hard to keep one's hands away from the whiskey. You don't want to warm the whiskey. This is not brandy. This is whiskey. And so it's very difficult to hold this glass. It's not functional when you put it down, pick it up, take it up. It's not extremely agile glass. Plus, the opening itself is much larger than the Copita is. And for the Copita, when you want a nose, you're getting the whole nose. You're getting the whole sense of the whiskey. It fits right on the nose. This is a little bit larger. You can still get some good nosing, but it's not as efficient. And then you have this guy, and I'm not exactly sure what he is called, but it is sold as a whiskey glass. And you have this fluted opening, and it is basically said, hey, when the aroma comes up, it expands, and it expands to the nose. It expands to nowhere. It's almost as worse having this glass as this glass. Again, when you're looking at trying to nose something, yes, the vapors are coming straight up versus out like this, but I'm just not getting anything. There's too much dilution from the around air for this whiskey to really be effectively nosed. So I'll give you an illustration too, as far as what vapor is going on in this glass. So we have hot water, and hopefully you can see this. But the steam from the hot water is the same thing that the vapor is in the whiskey. So whiskey, when you pour it out, it immediately evaporates. The vapor is coming off. It's very aromatic. You can smell it throughout the room that you're in. And if you can see this, and hopefully you can see the vapor coming straight up. It's like a big chimney. It's very difficult for you to nose whiskey when the whiskey vapors are coming straight out into the atmosphere. Very difficult to nose. Okay? The same thing with the Copita. This is the best glass in the industry. And I'll illustrate why. The opening, everything is concentrated. All the vapor coming off of the whiskey, again, the steam is illustration here, is going to one single opening. It's going to one single point. And a good Copita, when you purchase it, will also have a glass watch cover. It's called a glass watch cover. And this holds in the vapor. So when you go to nose the whiskey, you're trapping everything in there. Go to nose, replace the watch glass cover, and the vapor stays put. One of the reasons why we want to have the vapor to stay put is obviously we want to capture everything so we can nose it properly. We also don't want to influence anything else that we're tasting at the same time. And of course we have this glass along with the Glencairn, a little boiling water, and a little boiling water, illustrating the steam aspects of it. Again, like a chimney, focused to one point, very open, allows the vapor to escape much more readily. Not a very good glass. This is a better glass, again, having the vapor come to one point, the place of where the nose is going to be placed. You can capture a lot of aroma, you can capture a lot of the essence that are in the whiskey, but along with the Copita, the Glencairn is a little bit more wide. Nosing the Copita is a lot more efficient. And the other thing about the Copita is when you want to look at the whiskey, and when you coat the ends of the sides, you can look at the beads, you can look at the legs that are in the whiskey, versus this, the whiskey actually falls to the bottom readily, very quickly. And we can illustrate that by showing you the whiskey. So if I turn this, hopefully you can see that the whiskey falls to the bowl of the glass very quickly. Versus in the Copita, now mind you, I've just had water in these, you'll be able to see the oils coat the glass and they fall much slower. You can evaluate the whiskey much better. So what are some good uses for these other glasses? Again, this glass is really great. This glass is really great for, let me pour that water in there. This glass is really great for ice. If you want to make yourself a little drink, I've got some Pritchard Sweet Lucy right here. And this glass is really good for measuring and pouring. And so I would really encourage you to use a glass like this to hold your ice and to hold a nice liqueur, to hold maybe a Manhattan or some other mixed drink. This glass right here, this one, let me get rid of that water. This glass I love for my morning juice. And I am drinking some nice V8, really nice. It's an excellent juice glass. And of course, if I'm going to be drinking whiskey, nosing whiskey, enjoying whiskey, I'm using the Copita. Excellent. Thank you for watching Tasting with the Malt Guild. We were just talking about glasses. Have a good day.